Hi everyone, it's Jen and I'm excited today to have a guest. I've only had a handful of guests on my podcast so far, and so this one is particularly exciting for me because we've been bloody good mates for, holy shit, I don't know, it's got to be 25 years or something, and it's magic. I think it's just magic. So this chick, we met in Townsville a long time ago, and she's bloody clever. She's an MBA, big tech. So her degree is she's got a Bachelor of Business, big tech. You're a business executive and personal coach for the last 20 years. And you are the first woman, we'll talk into that in a bit through this. I'm curious about that too, because that's big. The first woman on the board of Twin Towns Services Club. That's very much been an old boys club for a long time. So you break new ground, chick. Well, what I love is that you are, we've got people in life that, we'd go to at the 3 a.m. kind of thing. And you're one of those people for me. And I love that we'll go for a walk and we'll just on the beach and we just bounce off each other, business stuff, life stuff, whatever. We've had such cool, similar sinking journeys for a long time. But there are very few people that I really, 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 really respect their opinion of. And you are one of them. You really are. There's very few people who get that tick from me. And Sharon Styman, you are that woman for me. So welcome to Healthy Life Hacks.
Oh my goodness. I just had a moment then, Jen. God bless you. Thank you. 25 years worth.
No, I only tell the truth.
I know you do. I know you do.
We've been great mates for a long time.
We've had a tremendous relationship, and I really do. Those words did move me because I know you don't speak lightly when you say anything. You're integral with your word and your actions and your philosophies. And so I feel very honored to be here. Thank you, Jen.
Well, I wanted to get you because I was thinking the end of the year, it has been an interesting 8 months. It's like we're not closing out 2021. It's like we're closing out like the last 21, 22 months.
That's right.
March last year, because people are really coming out of lockdown at the moment. There's still a lot of restrictions everywhere, and there's a lot more of that still coming, as we know.
Absolutely.
But people are emerging, and so many people, their life habits and things have changed. Even me, I was talking to a mate before, and he said, they're opening up the borders. You're going to go traveling. I went, no. I actually have no desire to jump on a plane right now. I know. So
I've never heard you say that.
I know. After 20 years being on planes 9 months a year, I have no desire to hop on a plane right now. Now, that might change in a month's time, but right now, none. So I've been at home for that long. My way of being as a person has changed. So there's so many people are in that space. And it's like, talking to people, they're like, well, I literally don't know how to wind up and get into a life that's not in lockdown and stuff again. And we've got people on this podcast, I think it's 35 countries at the moment who listen to this. So all around the world. So there's been lots of different restrictions and things everywhere. But I wanted to get you on because you're the queen of kind of setting people up for success. So whether you are an executive or whether you've got a business or whether you're just a person who needs a bloody good kick up the ass, Jazz is the chick that I go to for that kind of stuff. So I thought I'd get you to share a few of your healthy life hacks, your hacks.
Yeah. Thank you.
For getting going. Does that make sense? Closing out
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's a really uncertain world, isn't it? We don't even know if they're going to change the rules again in a week's time, let alone a year's time.
Absolutely. And the likelihood of that happening the likelihood of that happening is high. We're not very trusting of circumstances at the moment. And so it feels like there's been a real reset, happen for each and every one of us at a global level, which, really creates a deep impact, just how we see life and view it.
Yeah.
So you're absolutely right, Jen, around, do we need to instill some new habits, some new things that are going to get us inspired to get back and engaged in a way we haven't done for a while. And one of my healthy hacks, as you call them, is, to me, I learned this years and years ago, and I use it the majority of my weeks and months and years, because it is so powerful. And there are two most important times of the day. The first one is just before you go to sleep at night. And the second one is when you first wake up. Now, why are these so important? They are so important because your conscious mind is getting ready to sort of move out of the way and have a rest, and which allows us to, have that restorative sleep. So the subconscious is there waiting for a command. And so this is an opportunity before you go to sleep, is to drop some commands, whether it be a wish, a desire, a dream, a goal, an affirmation. It could be around health or business or love or, finances, etc. But if you do that consistently, just before you go to sleep and as soon as you wake up with those very positive affirmations or seeds of fruitfulness, it's very empowering, and it can happen. You can see things start to emerge. Is that a good one?
That's a ripper. And both, I do that. I'm the same. Yeah. I actually have like my life vision statement that I read to myself.
Yes.
What my perfect day looks like. And I'm
absolutely
that. Yeah. Yeah. Super
and
cool.
it's so empowering. I have the same, like I have a little script, and I visualize, and I imagine it all coming to life, and it is a very powerful opportunity to take the most of. We're incredible beings. And that sort of talks directly to my next point or tip, and that's around, and you do it, Jen, I see you doing it, I love to do it, start the day powerfully. So that means
powerful surfer.
Yes. Powerful woman.
That's me, powerful surfer woman.
But these rituals and habits, they wire you up first thing. And so really now you don't have to go surfing, you don't have to go hiking down the beach, or but do something that alerts your body that you're awake, and it's self-affirming and it's life empowering, and create this ritual that you do every day. Like, I'll give you an example too, if I can.
Yes, please.
When I get home from my either training session or beach walk, I create a space where I do my journal writing and I meditate, and I allocate myself half an hour once I get home to create that space, plant those seeds for another good day. It's all about, the layering of what you want to be setting up for yourself. This is the point of power. It's always within you. So
the point of power. I love that.
Well, that's about all we can control, isn't it? Ourselves, what's going on inside.
Well, true, and especially at the moment, because it is such an unknown world coming up. I've never had to live so in the present, day by day, ever in my life. In 6 years, I've never had to just today. Yeah. So that's really important.
And I've been a major goal setter for years, and I've had to relinquish them. Like, I have a broad plan, but in terms of what I'm going to do next month or next year, it's like one step at a time. This is what I'd like to do, but it's very interesting.
And that's an important point, because I'm used to living years in advance as a speaker, travel the world, and you've got gigs booked out literally years in advance.
Yes.
So I'm used to living in the future. And I know so many people of our listeners, it's been a real thing that they have been, we attract a lot of people to listen to this, who are those goal setting kind of people and have dreams and aspirations.
Yes.
But there's no guarantee what tomorrow looks like.
No, that's right. Exactly.
For the first time in history, we don't know. And so it's so important that's a great practice to be able to just set yourself up right, to really consciously just live in and get the best out of today.
Yes, the best out of today and in that moment. Absolutely. Yeah.
Cool. What's the third one?
My other hack is, now this took me a while to get, but I truly believe it's real. And I believe that life is happening for me. Now, I used to think life was happening to me. All those shitty things that can happen. You might run into someone's car or fall over or trip over or whatever. And so I was like, oh, bloody heck, like, why is that going on? But I don't know whether it's just, wisdom starts to shape.
Oh, we're so wise now at 60.
I know. Well, that's exactly right. But you do get those reflective periods where, you can actually see that when something went wrong, it in my terms, it actually was going right. It doesn't show up till later sometimes. So I think I've had enough of those things going wrong to realize that, you know what, I think life was correcting me or recorrecting me in ways that I couldn't even fathom. And so trusting a lot of that, the unraveling of when things are going wrong, to allow yourself to get past them without being too harsh on yourself or others, and allowing to see what can unfold, which when it's unfolding, it can mean that you can be a bit more gracious to yourself and kind. Things don't have to be perfect all the time. And I think that's been a big gift from what I've learned as, going through life as it's been.
So you coach, like everyone from high flying executives and small business owners and bigger business owners and
Yes.
a layperson on a day-to-day basis, where if something goes to custard, how do that, for international people, that means goes bad.
Yeah.
Aussie slang, we say when it goes to custard, it goes to
exactly.
Yes. So when it doesn't quite work out the way you wanted, what's something they can do as to instead of going to their default, which might be, victim and
yes,
why is this happening to me? How do you consciously bring yourself back to deal with it differently with the, with the realization that this is real? Because I agree, 100% real.
Yeah. There's two things. The first one, we hear all the gurus saying it, and it's take a breath, big expansive breath, but by golly, it works. The second thing that is equally as important as taking a breath is to ground yourself. So, say I'm on this call for you and I get a message that something terrible's happened and it's taking me away. I could stand and grip my desk and feel its texture, and I could hold it firm, and that will anchor me back into now.
Right.
So, you could do it on a car steering wheel. If you're driving somewhere and you've just got some news or something's happened, and all you can do is think about it. It's going over and over and over. So the breath for a moment, in the beginning, brings you back. And if you can anchor yourself into the present moment, and that might be to feel the breeze in the air, the smell of a flower, a steering wheel, the leather on the steering wheel cover, it will bring you back to now. And now is where, again, that point of power is. It's the only place that can help you to recalibrate.
So breathe, feel.
Yes. Feel in the now. And sometimes that's a physical object that can help you to do that. Even if you squeeze your hand.
Yeah. And then we get to make a choice instead of reacting negatively. We can respond.
And that's beautifully sealed up there, Jen, with that third closure point there of that's the point of change, because we can be reactive or responding. And really, those that learn how to respond will get way further in their own personal life, not just to be a major success, but just to have that awareness within ourselves to be the type of person we want to be.
Nice. I like it. So the three healthy life hacks were: number one,
the 2 times of the day, morning and night, plant powerful thoughts.
Yep. Number two,
create positive rhythms and rituals in your life so you start the day powerfully.
Number three,
life is happening for you.
Love it. But I know you're an extraordinary kind of chick like me. You have to throw in another one. What is it?
I know. Jen asked for 3 and I thought I better get 4 just in case.
Yeah, that's what she does. She's that, but that's the thing. That's why you have the success and everything. I talk about that, that 1% extra.
Yeah.
I do just enough
when
you can do a tiny thing extra that just adds value to life. Yes. So I funny you do that. So give it to us. Come on. What's your last one?
Well, our thoughts become things.
Yeah.
And this is something I learned. I must have been in my 20s, and I worked for a newspaper, and I had to, this is where it began. This is where I lined up the dots of evidence producing, results producing evidence or whatever.
Tell me the story.
And so I had to create these features. So they started with ideas. I'd work with a journalist and a photographer. I would go, what do we want to create for the next 3 months? And we'd plant all these seeds of ideas, and then we'd make them happen. And, and then I thought, if we can do this here, it can happen there. And then there's all the reading evidence that supports that. So thoughts do become things. Be careful what you're thinking about.
I know what we think about, we bring about. It's
exactly.
And it always comes about. You can't.
It does.
So
that's why powerful seeds of, of self-realization, of whatever you want to get out of that. That's the key.
Yeah. I love that we're such like mind. That's why we bounce shit off each other so well. So Sharon, you've touched on just a couple of things today that I think are really useful and I like practical stuff for people just to be present and finish this year so they can start whatever next year is. How come, because you write stuff and put stuff out there all the time, what are the best ways for people to find you and follow you? Because you put out great content.
Thank you. Well, Facebook, I'm a bit of a Facebook
same generation. I'm a Facebook girl.
I know. I'm on
same generation.
But so Facebook is certainly where you're going to find me. I'm on Instagram, and I have a website, SharonStyman.com. And if you direct message me if you see me on Facebook, but they're probably the best places at the moment. Yeah.
Cool. And so guys, if you want to go to the show notes, www.healthylifehacks.com.au, I will put links to Sharon's website and her Facebook, so you guys can track them down. Easy as. So this was a quickie, guys, but a really important one. I'm seeing people doing what do I do? And I thought, who's the most practical grounder kind of chick who could bring some information to us? So Shaz, thank you. Love you to the moon and back.
My pleasure. And one more thing, Jen, like appreciation. That's another one. Appreciate wherever we are.
Yeah. When things get accustomed, for me, it's a habit now that I make myself, or it's a habit now. I've done it uncomfortable long enough that I go, oh yeah, what's the gift in this? Oh shit, I'm alive. I fell off my surfboard. But, hey, I'm actually alive. All good.
Yeah.
No,
that's
great.
cool.
There's so much more, and I've got you coming up with some other cool, exciting work for us in the future, very in the future. So stay tuned, guys.
Thank you.